Hello, I'm Julia Cordova. Thank you so much for subscribing to my YouTube channel and liking my videos. I really appreciate it. Last week was crazy, but the good news is because it was crazy, I think there's some really great definitive setups for this week. So let's talk charts. You ready? Whoop. All right. Okay. So let's start off by looking at ES or SPX weekly futures. So week before last, we had sort of a perfect back test of this channel, and then last week we back tested, failed, and then came right up again. So what does that mean? To me, that means this is the 1, 2, 3, 4, fourth back test of the channel, and it held. So another back test, and especially because this one was a little scary, another back test of this channel below 41.49, not gonna like it. Did I make that noise? It's not gonna like it. Anyway, I'm not gonna like it again, like super much below 41.49 for any length of time. Can it have a wick down there? Sure. Can it be a longer wick? Not in my opinion, no. I think that'd be very bearish. So let's watch 41.49. Or this previous breakout, this previous measured move target of 41.83 above that, and I will watch for an all-time high above the all-time high, which hit last week of 4238.25, and up we go, in my opinion, to the living with chemistry line. So easy, right? Above the previous high and up, below this 41.49 and down, I think. I mean, you know, a lot below. Watch the lower time frames, yo. Okay, that's weekly. Let's look at daily. Oh boy, so 3 red days, 2 green, ending up in a perfect back test of this daily previous measured move of 4178.56. So I think, you know, again, above 4198.72 or so. Which is this channel line, and gravity, upwards gravity, you know, from the moon is going to pull it up, I think, to above a previous high. Yep. But as long as we're below this 4178 or chopping around under this 4198, and it's anyone's guess, but I'm still thinking I don't like it, but we'll have to see. Right now, we'll have to see. At least we have some figures that we're watching. Okay, let's look at Nasdaq. Okay, so also scary looking week on the Nasdaq. We bounced back. Not quite a hammer. It's more like a sledgehammer, right? Because it's big. It's not quite. It's a lower high, though, and a lower low. So not quite bullish at this time. Early warning sign of it being a breakout would be 13,789. And then I would look for it to hit the top of the channel if it did. Or the bottom of the channel this week is 12732 if it hits. We did close right pretty much on RSI support. So let's see if we get a bump to sell. Just saying. Just saying. Okay. Oh, I plotted Bitcoin. I have my Bitcoin chart up. I will say, it looks to me like it's gonna bounce here, because it'd be then all the people would start saying, well, it's a high or low. But I will say, if it gets I don't want to give you figures, but I'm fixing to short it if it bounces, and I think it's gonna bounce. So all right, that's all I'm gonna say about that. But this is the Nasdaq Daily. Okay, so pretty green looking candle here on Friday, but still not back above the rocket line of 3592. So we did end, you know, when people were saying double bottom here, you and I knew, right? We were like, I'm bearish on this. This does not look like, right? Because double bottoms don't happen like that. They don't happen like that. And double tops don't happen like this, by the way. So this is not the top. However, it might go down before it goes up. And one thing that I didn't talk about yet is there's a hidden gap here at 12297 or so, 12300 or so, okay? Because here's what happened. Look, we closed this day here We opened the next day with a gap up, and then we came back down this little wick, and then we went straight back up. It never closed this gap, and this is a big daily gap. And this is the crap data, by the way. This is not your beautiful data that you get from your Bloomberg that you pay thousands of dollars for. This is free, and it's lovely because it works. This is how we got our gold gap last week, is by looking at this crappy data. So I'm not saying it's going to hit now, but it could. And if it did, it would be what? A higher low before going much, much higher. But anyway, above this gift line, it's still okay, 13,250 or so. Below the gift line, it's going to look like crap to me. Okay, so I'd watch that. And then above this 3592, it's going to, that actually might be another opportunity to go short if it gets all the way up there, or to this next channel line at 13,523. I'm still liking the womp womp. So I'm not bearish overall. I don't think this is the top, and if it gets above this 13,805 level, it's going. I think gravity's going to take it way up, just like I said last week. So I'm going to draw a line there. I don't know why I don't have a line drawn there. It's not like I'm afraid to draw lines. Hell no, I'm not afraid to draw lines. Okay, let me put it at 13,805-ish. And let me just make it pretty. What color do you think it should be? Orange? Like alert. With like dashes? Like alert, alert. Okay, so above this, very bullish, 13,805 or so. I'm gonna fix that later. Below this 13,250, ew. It's definitely gonna go below here, I think. So ew. Okay. Now I'm not gonna talk about Bitcoin. Let's talk about gold. Okay. So wow, how great was last week? We got our gap fill, and then we had a nice week where we got a higher high and a higher low overall. A nice pretty dragonfly. This still looks to me like buy the freaking dip when you get it. That's what it looks like to me. I mean, and the thing is, here we have this head and shoulders here that we identified. We got their measured move, right, of the height. What? And then got a pullback and then went up. It looks great to me. Now there's some people might start talking about divergence here. Well, then it needs to rip, doesn't it? Or it needs to go down. But I vote rip because it looks nice to me. Let's look at silver. So I called out this bull flag. I called it a squinty bull flag. Let me talk about that. A squinty bull flag is the kind of flag that normal technicians, that people who are really snobby and also, in my opinion, are wrong a lot, they're like, it's not making a perfect bull flag. Well, okay, it doesn't do that. If it did make a perfect bull flag, everybody would know about it and everybody would buy it. But in my opinion, when it makes a squinty bull flag, which is like not quite where it needs to go, oh, look, it went a little bit like, okay. And it did a bull flag and it went right back to our key at the bottom of the bull flag. So that's why I said it. I said on Twitter, we just made a squinty bull flag. I bought the F out of it down here. I was like, what? Let me buy that. Now, was it perfect after I bought it? It gave me some scares, right? It came back down overnight. Right back up. So it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Looks good to me. However, it has not broken out of this flag yet. And the interesting thing is, remember last week I said, why didn't anybody tell me about this inverse head and shoulders? Right? Shoulder, head, shoulder. And by the way, nobody still told me about it, so nobody saw it. Except for I saw it after the fact. And guess what it did? It back tested the freaking neckline last week. Yo. And I did calculate this measured move, which I don't normally like to do unless it breaks out already. But what the interesting part is, depending on where it breaks out, the measured move of this bull flag is pretty much exactly the measured move of this inverse head and shoulders, which is 29.855-ish. Ish. Okay? Nothing is perfect. But I like it. Bullish. Let's look at GDX. Okay, we had a great opportunity last week to buy the freaking dip. I had sold some of mine at the end of the day on the Friday before. Buy the dip. experience the rip. Now, we are still in the danger zone. Observe where this price is, okay, because this is the line here. It's right above this previous, what looks to be a shouldery type thing, okay? So, we need to get out of this mess. We need to get out of this mess. 39.21 is price resistance if it gets there. 40.77 is no longer danger of being a shoulder. 41.77 above 40.77. Buy it. Buy it. What are you doing? Buy it. Now, it did close last week right pretty much on resistance for RSI. And it did make that beautiful little hammery dragonfly thing. So there might be some shenanigans this week, but we shall see. It still looks okay to me. You know, it is kind of doing the thing, but I think it's out of the danger of being a bear flag again. I do. I think it's out of danger at this time, but it would be really out of danger above here and super duper out of danger above here. Okay, let's look at XOP and oil. This is oil weekly futures. This is XOP, which is a basket of oil and gas stocks weekly. So first of all, last week we just had an inside week of the week before. Not much movement going on for oil. It still would be bullish all the way down here to 56 or so. One of the MAs, the 9MA, did start turning down. So, doesn't mean it can't go right back up, but looks okay still. And it's still very bullish even the way it's down here, okay? It's not really, at 56 or so, or actually, yeah, at 56 or so, I'd be like, oh, is this a giant bull flag? I wouldn't be too worried about it yet. But below that, I'd be like, what's going on? What's happening? So I think it's still okay. And I think this is still okay too, right? Back test of this line. If we got another back test of 72.09, I'd buy more of it. Yeah, and then have a stop at underneath. Okay. Let's look at Nutty. Nutty, you know how some people say, this stock is terrible. They blame the stock, but they should be, it's like user error, right? They're the ones who made the mistake. Don't blame the stock. I blame Natty though. Natty is always to blame. It is never me for trading Natty. It is always Natty. It's me. It's me. Anyway, I had expected, I had hoped for, I had wanted Natty to close this daily gap here that it left. Look, big gap, almost closed it. And then it's just been look at this. This is a daily chart. It's been doing nothing except for pissing me off, because what it did was it came back down. It got into, it got into the gaps of business, but it did not close the gap. And then it just shot straight back up. And I mean, really up. If you're playing futures, this is a lot of money. But however, it's still consolidating. So, two plans here, y'all. At this time, I have two plans. If it comes back to fill the gap, I will buy it underneath. If it shoots the F up and gets above this previous high, I'll probably buy it going higher. I know it's very scary, but that's what I'm going to do. That's my plan. That's my plan. All right, let's look at coffee. Oh, not the best week last week, just an inside week. But so far, the price action has been giant ass head and shoulders. Bounced off of the shoulder neckline, was off of the neckline, came right back up, broke the F out, and then I would actually be okay with it if it got to this previous high of 40.52. I'd consider buying a little bit more of it, but I want it to close the week above this 40.78 or else I'm going to be mad. Okay? But 40.52 would actually be, if you're not already in it, it would be sort of a last call for French coffee or whatever it is. Okay? All right, that's it. Okay, make myself big. All right, I hope you have a fabulous week trading, and I will see you on the interwebs. I'm not sure if I'll be on Twitter or not, but maybe if I have something actionable or if I feel like it. Anyway, I will see you on next week at the very latest. Okay, bye.